me, as I am different pit. I know I got one here, behind this little place. No, that's the beginning of the level. Right, I'll go on with the level for now, because I'm gonna guess I look back on into that place when I have the red skull. Ah! That felt hella satisfying. Alright, let's have a read. To the left from the entrance here. A little crevice. Oh! Ah! I see something right up there. Boink. The water has been drained. The water is gone. Where my water gone? Back to the first room. My water's gone. How am I gonna stay hydrated now? Oh wait, I have bottled water. Right. What's that? Read. Right. Alright, so in this big room, the one. Aha, the one I'm looking at. This one right here. Ooh, I can go here now. Hello! What is this? Someone did the biggest sip. I did. Ah, I feel so healthy. Ah, the patience to walk me through all that. Whew, thank you. Ah, I missed one. Dating. Oh. Dating what? Dating? Oh. Heavy steps, ragged breathing. There isn't much time left. It might already be too late. The labyrinth, pathways of arbitrary sharp turns seemed stranger and stranger as panic blotted out the once deeply ingrained memories that usually guided me. Every corner felt a stranger. Every straight line too long. I remember teaching a Norwegian friend and a Swedish friend English by basically shoehorning them right into talking English with me. I would not respond to Swedish. I remember those days. I had patience back then. The bell tolls for me. I bit down harder on the last of my rations held only by the skin of my teeth. It barely hung on as I kept frantically looking around, hoping for the few scraps of burning memory of mine to find a familiar sight that would lead me to salvation. The gates must be closing by now. The last few barely making it. The rest of us never stood a chance. Suddenly, from a blind spot, a figure struck me. There was no time to react before I came crashing down on the cold, hard ground. I struggled to regain my senses, to at least see what fate would befall me in my final moments, but even in this abyss of endless terror, my mind could never have imagined the horror I witnessed. Oof, ouch, that stings. Meet Mirage. Oh. Oh. Video games. I'm going to be the most awkward creature on planet Hell. Oh great, I just got hit and ran by a vibrating fountain. Just my luck. At least you could help me up before the rest of it gets melted by the sun or jackhams himself into the earth as a manful. No. No. Hey, sorry about being rude like that. I'm just real frustrated. I'm not only late for school, but I also managed to get lost on the way there. That's like me navigating the maze that was that level. Though by the looks of it, you're pretty much on the same boat. And by a stroke of once-in-a-lifetime luck, you just happen to bump into the prettiest girl in town. That's me! So how about you lead the way and get both of us out of this jam? I'm lost. Ugh, just smile. Though in retrospect, I guess you wouldn't be here with me right now if you weren't lost as well. Oh well, no point in crying over spilled blood. Personally, I would like to keep my blood inside my veins. It's pretty useful there. We might as well just wait for another student to come by and follow them instead. I'm Mirage. Don't bother telling me your name though, I don't really care. Urgh. Just waiting here won't get us anywhere. We should be looking for a way to the school. Wandering around like headless chickens would only get us even more lost. Since we were both heading to school and ended up meeting right here, that means there's a very high likelihood this spot is somewhere along the way. In fact, this game officially sells Mirage body pillows as a lot. Don't they sell Gabriel body pillows as well? Therefore, we'll be getting off just by staying put. We'll be better off just staying put and waiting for someone who does. Ah, yes. I need me a Gianni-voiced body pillow. Ah. What a fantastic game. Solid gameplay, solid body pillows. Or I guess they're soft. Half solids. Therefore, we'll... Okay. Basic logic or not, we're already late and I'm now planning on waiting here until tomorrow morning. Suit yourself, I'll stay here until the heat death of the universe if that means I don't have to run around looking for some magical memory triggering pebble on the ground. Couldn't care less about being late for school. School doesn't matter anyway. Nothing does. Oh. I mean really, take a moment to think about it. Hopefully you get some existential dread too. The human mind in its complete vastness is capable of recognizing its utter helplessness and uselessness in the face of the inevitable and unavoidable non-existence, but is incapable of coming to terms with it. We can only ever ignore it, hide from it, or temporarily escape from it, but the fact that is that we are bound to the way of all things. Death is unavoidable, not only for us, but all that exists and or ever has existed. Every living being will eventually die out. Every speck of matter will eventually wither away and dissipate into entropy. It doesn't matter if you lived a good life or if you left a legacy behind. It doesn't matter if humanity survives for 1,000 years or dies tomorrow. The end result is the same, absolutely. Human intelligence is far beyond that of other animals. But it would be misguided to consider that a gift. All of the beings have the gift of ignorance, of not understanding what we do. Our intelligence is not a gift, it's a flaw. It's an overextension of evolution. Intelligence, once a great feature in eons past, continued to grow unchecked and unfiltered, and has since passed a threshold whereupon it's no longer a benefit, but an active danger to its host. Much like the Irish elk, a species of deer that through uncountable generations of evolution grew antlers so wide that and vast that it could no longer run from predators, eventually leading to extinction. The human mind is an evolutionary maladaptation caused by going too far in a direction that was once beneficial and will sooner or later lead to our extinction, or on an individual level is already happening. Existential dread has already taken hold. I'm sure you've felt it too. Pain and fear of being nothing and becoming nothing. The suffering of understanding that. We are unable to come to terms with it, so we hide from our own intelligence. We set limits. We stop ourselves from thinking deeply about what will happen when we die. We create distractions. We keep our minds busy with mundane activities and entertainment to stop ourselves from having to come face to face with the truth. We sublimate it. We transform our self-reflective suffering into another form of art to keep from consuming us. Anything to avoid the panic. But these ways are all simply temporary. They're just there to push back the inevitable veil of helplessness and despair that would encompass and ruin us. In the end, nothing matters. There's no point in trying to find joy in life, for life in and of itself is suffering. Cringe. You criticize those who consider our vast intelligence a gift, yet also misguide yourself and believe meaninglessness is a curse. How could it not be? Nothing would have mattered in the end, and that is precisely why we are not shackled by the burden of expectations, the fear of eternal judgment, or the failure to meet up to an arbitrary definition of what makes our limited time not wasted. Time cannot be wasted, for there is no greater purpose to life than simply living it. But still, in that case, the meaninglessness of our actions draws the same conclusion. There is no reason to act, for any action is simply temporary fluctuation that will, nevertheless, lead to the same conclusion. Quite the contrary. Because we have no greater purpose, we are free to set our own, to create self-defined goals which to strive. For some it may be nothing, for some it may be pleasures, for some it may be creations, for some it may be improving the lives of others. It is because we have no greater purpose that time spent on goals set by oneself cannot be time wasted. In the end, nothing matters, and therefore you have no reason to do what you want rather than whatever illusion of greater purpose is forced upon you by others or even your own misguided thoughts. I do understand what you mean. However, that doesn't ease my fear of the end. Even if I were to find a purpose, I would still be paralyzed by the thought of becoming nothing. And it is a thought worth fearing. However, abandoning purpose, hope, choice, goals, pleasure, and will cannot make that thought disappear. The fear, however, can subside. Giving up is not accepting the end, it is simply accepting the fear of it. It is embracing despair rather than facing it. Face the fear. Build the future. I see. Though as much as I'd like to embrace it, I am nevertheless struck with that paralyzing existential panic. I understand that it logically, and I know that there is no reason to live in apathy, but my emotional side refuses to listen. It's pretty psychology school. It is pretty cool. The fear persists, and I cannot motivate myself to seek purpose, despite knowing I must. This is true. The emotional is not controlled by the logical. However, they are interlinked. Just as the deep, darkest depths of despair can overthrow reason and the logical, warping them to fit into that haze of depression, so too can reason influence and overpower emotion, regardless of how impenetrable its defense may seem. By continually forcing to subvert those creeping negative thoughts with the positive logical ones, the emotional mind will eventually gradually start to shape to fit the logical. It is not an easy job. It is not a quick job. It will sometimes feel like an impossible job. However, it can be done. With an immense amount of time, effort, and energy, it will improve. You can change. You can heal. And during the hardest times, when all seems lost, you want to give up, never forget, we will always love you. Oh, that's great. I'll be damned. Because you got a good head on your shoulders, after all. Hell, I'm impressed. I have a pumpkin on my shoulders. Man. I need the meme of a horse on a beach with the tagline of man. I feel like I've just shed the weight of the world off my back. Or rather, you've done that for me. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You've given me a lot to think about. And while I'm sure I have a long and hard road ahead of me, I'm optimistic. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, I'm optimistic. Say, we're already too late for school and it's become quite clear now that nobody's going to come and lead us there. So how about you and I ditch that passion draining and eternity and go grab something to eat? Yes. You sneaky bastard. But alright. I do owe you one anyway. Phantom Rogue, thank you so very much for the follow and welcome to the pumpkin patch. I hope you enjoy your stay, as we shall enjoy your company here. But alright, I do owe you one anyway, so what better time to cash out your did a nice thing to a girl way out of my league coupon than now, eh?